What a dilemma. How can you introduce such an exciting city like Leipzig in a short 4 to 5 minutes? Matching the impatience of our time, matching to the hectic speed of our internet era, that doesn't work. It just doesn't work out. To visit just more than a few thrilling highlights is not possible. That is why you have to experience Leipzig yourself. And bring time with you. From 2 days and up, you are on safe ground. Since the time Johann Sebastian Bach has lived and worked in Leipzig for more than 27 years, the metropolis has changed. However, never before Leipzig has changed so fast, so dramatic, as in the last 20 years. Leipzig is modern. Leipzig is extremely powerful. And Leipzig is as well beautiful, with cultural treasures, buildings, and collections. Leipzig is a university town and is one of the most considerable trade fair towns in the world. Plus, Leipzig is a music city. Today, more than 530,000 residents live in the city on the river Pleiße in Saxony. By the rule of thumb, Leipzig is home for considerable German corporations. Plus, Leipzig is a media town. Books. Leipzig has a special connection to this as well. The Leipzig Book Fair. It is one of the 2 considerable German and worldwide respected book expositions. Keyword music. Leipzig is linked to names like Felix Mendelssohn Bartholdy, Wagner, Clara and Robert Schumann, Grieg and Mahler. The St. Thomas Boys Choir. This choir exists now for 800 years. Plus, yep, in this portrait, he is just our number 1. Johann Sebastian Bach, the Thomas Cantor, the composer, the musician. He spent more time in Leipzig than in Lüneburg, Arnstadt, Mulhausen, Weimar, and Cothen combined. Today, Leipzig is home of considerable Bach institutions like the Bach Archive and the new Bach Society. Of course, the surely most respected and most well-known Bach memorial in the world is located in Leipzig. A work of Karl Seffner that isn't missing in almost any coffee table book about the composer. In the year 1723, the Leipzig era starts for Bach and his second wife, Anna Magdalena. What started there after a months-long selection process led some 300 years after Bach's employment in the New York Times to the election of Bach as the greatest composer on earth of all times. What happened in the meantime is the creation of the most famous music works in centuries, and a challenge for generations of biographers, authors, and music scientists who meticulously research, discover, and transport what they couldn't experience live on their own. Plus, there is the challenge for all of those to spread this knowledge and to preserve it. Against this background in Leipzig, history becomes alive. Here, exactly here, Johann Sebastian and his family lived until he died in 1750. Here, the St. Thomas Church is located. Here, the world-famous St. Thomas Boys Choir reminds of this outstanding Thomas Cantor. This is what Leipzig looked like in 1632. And this, 100 years later. And what is the speciality in this picture? Do you see the lady and the gentleman in the front on the right in the picture? It is believed it's Johann Sebastian Bach and his spouse Anna Magdalena. However, it's not handed down who the gentleman below the table is and what he is doing there. After all, why did he undress himself? We want to have an impression what the city looks like today. However, promise it will be just a few impressions. For more, you said, you have no time. Leipzig is the city which is most linked to the name of Johann Sebastian Bach. By the way, if you find you would be interested to learn more about this exciting cultural metropolis, that is, if we inspired your interest, there are amazing books about Leipzig, tour guides, coffee table books, and more. Just click yourself clever. Use your mouse.